I interviewed Drake recently.
Drake is like such a cool guy, man. He's like one of my great friends, and we actually just did a song together.
Does she love you?
No, I don't think so. I'm sure she's like...
Rihanna, the undisputed queen of clapbacks, recently took to social media to lay down the law for Drake, who seemingly took jabs at her in his latest release. By now, we're all familiar with Rihanna's reputation for being a fierce force on social media platforms. So when she addressed Drake's snide remarks about her, it's safe to say she wasn't in the mood to mince words. Message to Drake: never diss Rihanna and expect to walk away unscathed. Many were left puzzled when Drake, out of nowhere, decided to target Rihanna in his album. Especially given Rihanna's status in the unspoken code, you don't mess with Riri and expect to remain untouched. Known for her iconic replies, Rihanna doesn't wear her crown of savage comebacks lightly.
Do you still feel sad when you think about her?
It was more almost like a joke at the time.
For those who might have missed out, Drake released an album that quickly became the topic of heated discussions, particularly due to a track called Fear of Heights. In it, there's a line that's hard to miss. Why they make it sound like I'm still hung up on you. That could never be G. Can't ruin me. Better him than me. Better, it's not me, I'm anti, yeah. And the intimacy was average with you, yeah. I'm anti because I had it with you. Given that Rihanna's previous album was titled Anti, this seemed more than coincidental. The audacity didn't stop there. Drake, seemingly throwing shade at A$AP Rocky, Rihanna's partner and father of her children, dragged him into the narrative. To add a twist to the tale, Drake's lyrics also seem to hint at their shared history, as the two had an on and off romantic relationship since 2009. But by 2018, Rihanna mentioned in a Vogue interview that they were neither friends nor enemies.
Hey girl, we had our moment, and always support and have love for her, and yeah.
A little nervous, okay.
But the shots at Rihanna didn't end there. In another song, Virginia Beach, he hints at Rihanna's honorary degree from the Parsons School of Design. And in another late night, he makes a clear nod to A$AP Rocky's nickname, further fueling the fire. Billboard tried to get an official statement from Rihanna and Rocky's teams, but it appears the duo prefers to let the music speak. Meanwhile, fans aren't holding back, with many urging Drake to move on from the past. One critic tweeted, "Drake dissed Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, and that only means one thing: it still hurts him enough to disgrace himself to the public after 6 years. Drake, you flopped." And we might not have expected this chapter in the Rihanna-Drake saga, but as they say, the show must go on. And the tale further twists. While we remember the public overtures Drake made towards Rihanna, what's less known is how deep his feelings for her ran. Recently on LeBron James's BO show, The Shop, Drake candidly shared his past dreams of crafting the idyllic family with Rihanna. He envisioned them being the music industry's golden couple. Alas, as he recounted, while the dream was splendid, life had another narrative in mind.
We saw you lot raving together. We saw the
Yeah, that
pictures.
was
You,
so
Drake, J.
fun.
Cole, Trey Songz. I was like, she's
The two superstars' intricate history dates back to the mid-2000s, during the shooting of Rihanna's inaugural music video, Pond a Replay. Their journey since then has been a roller coaster of heartfelt proclamations juxtaposed with moments of retreat into personal zones. Insiders intimate to the two painted a picture of two individuals trying to cultivate their relationship rightly, away from the harsh spotlight and piercing eyes of their fans. Certainly, 2016 looked like a turning point. At the MTV Music Video Awards, as Rihanna was honored with the Video Vanguard Award, Drake, presenting it to her, couldn't resist baring his heart.
Someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old.
Adding depth to his words, he continued, "She's one of my best friends in the world. She's a living, breathing legend in our industry." However, beneath this facade, stories later emerged suggesting their connection wasn't as straightforward. 2 years later, the dynamics had shifted. Rihanna, the Dior ambassador, made it clear in her Vogue chat that their bond had transformed. They weren't the close confidants they once were, but they weren't adversaries either. On The Shop, Drake mused on his unfulfilled wishes. As life takes shape and teaches you your own lessons, I end up in this situation where I don't have the fairy tale. Like, oh, Drake started a family with Rihanna, and this is like so perfect. It looks so good on paper. By the way, I wanted that too at one time. Their reports' highs and lows can be mapped through a series of events. Back in 2010, in a candid exchange with the New York Times, Drake voiced his sense of being used, likening himself to a pawn in Rihanna's hands. He expressed his feeling of dejection. relating Rihanna's actions to his own past behavior where he'd show affection only to retract. However, he was quick to reframe this portrayal in a subsequent MTV News interview, emphasizing Rihanna's overwhelming nature and praising her persona. Come 2011, Drake's pain translated into his song Fireworks, where he bared his feelings of betrayal, albeit noting that Rihanna's intentions weren't malevolent. The roller coaster of emotions continued into 2016. That August, Drake's fondness was on full display when he presented Rihanna with a billboard celebrating her MTV Video Vanguard Award. And at the MTV Maze, his heartfelt speech, dotted with personal memories and confessions of love, made it evident that Rihanna held a special place in his heart. Their close bond was palpable in early 2017 when Drake, at a concert, deviated from the traditional birthday song, choosing instead to serenade Rihanna with their hit work. But as the months rolled by, their proximity seemed to diminish. An awkward encounter at a child's birthday party further solidified the notion that things had changed. May 2018 crystallized their estranged relationship. Rihanna, in her Vogue interview, highlighted the discomfort she felt during Drake's VMA speech and succinctly summed up their current equation: a neutral stance devoid of animosity, but also bereft of camaraderie. Fast forward to October 2023, Drake's recent release, For All the Dogs, appeared to be replete with subtle jibes at Rihanna and her beau, A$AP Rocky. References to Rihanna's auntie and the not-so-subtle innuendo about vacations in the Antilles seemed targeted. The mention of Parsons' degree in Virginia Beach seemed to hint at Rihanna's honorary degree from the Parsons School of Design. Although Drake's accomplishments are many, his inability to move on from Rihanna seems to be the haunting refrain of his narrative. Yes, he's amassed fortune, fame, and has a beautiful son with a co-parenting relationship that, by many standards, is commendably harmonious. For a rap mogul who frequently raps about his conquests and relationships, having an amicable relationship with his child's mother is a refreshing change. Yet, for all his victories, the ghost of his past relationship with Rihanna lingers. His track record with women is certainly open to scrutiny. With rumors swirling about his fleeting relationships, many have begun to question whether the self-proclaimed lover boy's romantic appeal might not be as irresistible as his lyrics suggest. He has, after all, admitted to designing engagement rings for 4 different women. Such gestures, though grand, can appear impulsive, lacking the depth and commitment true love requires. Rihanna's recent social media post was the epitome of shade, though it was deleted shortly after her message. Hinting that she wasn't the problem in their relationship was received loud and clear. It was a stinging rejoinder, with many believing that Drake, despite his enormous social capital, mistakenly believed he was entitled to Rihanna's affection. None of my exes are married or in happy relationships, so it's safe to say that I wasn't the problem. Rihanna's post read, "This public rebuke came hot on the heels of Drake's seemingly incessant lyrical digs at her. In the court of public opinion, Rihanna emerged unscathed, leaving Drake nursing wounds dealt by fans who labeled him a corny clown." The Rihanna-Drake saga intensified further when Paris Goebel, Rihanna's trusted choreographer, stepped into the fray. Amidst the uproar surrounding fear of heights, Goebel shared an infamous throwback image on her Instagram stories. The image captured that cringe-worthy moment at the 2016 MTV Video Music Awards where Drake leaned in for a kiss, only for Rihanna to turn her cheek. It was a public snub, made all the more palpable given it followed Drake's touching speech about his deep-seated love for her. Though this moment had taken place shortly after Rihanna received the esteemed Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award from Drake himself. The photograph shared by Goebel served as a stark reminder of Drake's publicly unreciprocated affections, a statement, without words, that perhaps Rihanna had moved on long before Drake was ready to let go. One has to wonder how this love story turned sour will unfold in the annals of music history. As we've seen, even years after their relationship has ended, the fire hasn't quite been extinguished. Whether it's a bid for media attention or genuine unresolved feelings, the world waits with bated breath for the next chapter in the Rihanna-Drake chronicle. For now, the score seems to favor Rihanna, but only time will tell how this tale truly ends. Whew! After that whirlwind recap of the Rihanna-Drake saga, we're dying to know. Team Rihanna or Team Drake? Do you think Drake's recent jabs are a genuine expression of unresolved emotions or just a publicity stunt? Sound off in the comments below. And while you're here, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for all the latest celeb tea. Until next time, gossip enthusiasts, stay fabulous.